You are an idiot. Why don't you understand the situation? You must pay me the rent even if you live in your own house. These are the last words I heard from my boyfriend. So, guys, please tell me, am I the idiot for refusing to continue paying rent when I buy my own house? Lately, I have been calling attention to the fact that I am supporting more expenses. But I gave him a discount since he was going to buy a house for us. Recently, he bought a house and has asked me to move in with him. However, he has also asked me to pay symbolic rent, which is essentially the same amount I am currently paying for rent elsewhere. Additionally, even though he has hired someone to clean the house, I know that I will still be responsible for a lot of domestic tasks. At first, I suggested that I pay for all the utility bills, such as electricity, gas, water, and internet, as well as food expenses. But he didn't agree for any of that, and we had a disagreement about it. Eventually, I agreed with him that it would be simpler to pay a fixed amount instead of splitting the bills and creating any entropy. The discussion has become more intense because I mentioned that I will be able to buy a house by the end of the year. I explained that it would not make sense for me to continue paying him rent if I have my own place to live. I suggested that we find a solution that works for both of us. However, he thinks he is being overly generous and he says that I would still be benefiting by paying that amount. Since I have been with him, I have had very high expenses and I have told him several times that I can't keep up with his lifestyle and that he should support some cost, at least half of the expense, because I currently don't have the capacity to handle both the expenses. He works very hard to make real money, and from the start of our relationship, I have been the one taking care of the domestic chores, cooking for him, and helping out with grocery shopping. When we go out to eat, we split the bill, and I don't mind doing all this for him because he is absolutely amazing. He expressed his gratitude for my efforts but also stated his hope that I was not doing them expecting any financial gains. He went on to share his visions for the future, stating his preference for separate accounts and everything being kept separate. He suggested that I live in his house by paying rent to assist him with his credit, but emphasized that the house would always remain his property. He also mentioned that even with children, he would like everything to be equally divided. I explained to him that I can't keep up with his lifestyle as I won't earn as much as he does. However, he became skeptical and hurt, implying that I am only with him for his money and calling me an idiot for not understanding the situation very clear, for not seeing things as they are. My friends have told me that he is taking advantage of me and that I am just a convenience for him for now. I am starting to wonder if they are right. Should we be more individualistic in our approach to finances, or should we work together to build a good life and acquire more properties in this town? Am I the only one being unreasonable here, guys? Please help me with your opinions. The opinions are, you are not the idiot. If you can't afford the lifestyle, then something has to give. In this case, you have chosen to reduce your expenses by living somewhere more affordable. And he is somehow taking this as you wanting to be with him for your own financial gain. He is worried about losing out on your rental payments. If you deeply loved someone and wanted the very best for them in life, would you treat this new lover the way your boyfriend is treating you now? A healthy marriage may be 50-50, but it's made up of lots of 90-10 moments. He is calling his actions fairness, but it's more accurately called selfishness. Don't tie yourself to someone who is self-centered. Every day you stay with him is one more day wasted in your life. For the next story, my mom met her husband Joe when I was 19 and not living with her, they got married when I was 22. I am now 26 and I am getting married soon. Joe is an okay guy, I have no issues with him, but I can't say we are close either. I have spent some time with him, but between college, working, living my own life, and not living in the same state as him and my mom, I have not grown particularly close to him. Which is why, when he asked to walk me down on the aisle at my wedding, I said no. I chose to walk with my fiancé because it felt right. My mom would have been my next choice, but she does not like attention on her and has mentioned before it would be uncomfortable for her to do. I believed Joe took this well at the time, but a few days ago, while he and my mom were visiting, he said I really hurt his feelings. He told me I never had a dad and he never had kids of his own. But he would love for me to be his daughter and to be given the honor that many dads have been given before. He told me it would signify that he is more than just a husband for my mom and that he is a father figure for me. I told him it was a sweet gesture, but that the answer was still no for me. He asked what I would say if he told me he could not come if he was not given the honor. And my response was that nobody will force him to attend if he does not want to come to my wedding. I'm not sure if my answer offended him or just hurt his feelings badly. He said I had made my feelings clear and he would not let me spit on him anymore. My mom told me he was clearly see things and she had no idea why he was so upset for this simple matter. Background for everyone who needs more info: my dad died when my mom was pregnant with me. They were married, it broke her heart into pieces. I always wished I could have known him. She did not date while I was a child, she focused on me. We are very close. As a kid, I used to dream of her walking me down the aisle, but she was clear it would be uncomfortable for her because of how shy she is. This is how I know about her feelings. She only started dating after I moved out for college, and she met Joe after dating around a bit. She seems very happy and I am so happy for her. My mom is amazing and is very special to me. So guys, please tell me, am I the idiot for talking like this to my stepdad? Please help me with your opinions. The opinions are: the father walking his daughter down the aisle is a tradition that is deeply rooted in the time when women were still considered the property of their fathers. It basically symbolized the transaction where the woman's ownership changed from father to the husband. Today, this tradition has likely more of an emotional significance. With there being no emotional connection between Joe and you, I think it's pretty weird, however, that he is so focused on fulfilling this role or even feels somewhat entitled to it. You are not the idiot, your mom's husband is absolutely in the wrong. Him asking is strange, but what pushes this to be he is the idiot is his reaction. Not that his reasoning matters much, but is it possible he feels a stronger connection to you than what there really is due to your mom talking about you? You stated you and your mom are really close, so she probably talks about you and shares memories with him quite oftenly. Maybe it's an explanation of why he asked in the first place, but does not excuse the behavior that followed. For the next story, I, 34 female, went out for a dinner with a group of 5 friends, including a pregnant friend, let's call her B, and another who some might describe as overweight, let's call her S. B shared her fears about not being able to lose baby weight after giving birth and turned to me for advice. As I had baby 18 months ago, while I'm not very overweight, I do have insecurities about my weight. B complimented my appearance and wanted to know how I lost the baby weight. Honestly, I never have time to work out between my job and managing a toddler, so I had no advice to give her. I chuckled and joked that she would not want my advice if she saw that I was hiding under my Spanx and mimicked my belly flopping out. The conversation moved on, and later on I noticed that Yes was unusually quiet and excused herself before dessert and went home, which was unusual as she had earlier suggested that we go for drinks after the dinner. I thought she might not be feeling well and didn't think much of it. Over the next week, she was very quiet on the group chat and ignored me. When I messaged her later, another friend who was at the dinner told me that yes, was very hurt by my comments about my belly fat and felt like I secretly judged her weight because I am smaller than her. To be clear, Yes is a great person and we have a great time together. I cannot ignore that she is overweight, but I never judged her for it. She always seemed to own it, and I admire her confidence, which is why her reaction surprised me. I can see how my comment might have been insensitive, but I was trying to laugh off my insecurities. Am I the idiot here, guys? I would have apologized if I knew how she felt. But now I'm just a bit annoyed that she is talking to everyone else about it except me. So, guys, please tell me, am I the idiot here? Please help me with your opinions. The opinions are you are not the idiot. You are allowed to make a crack here and they are about your own body and your own issues with it. And your joke was well within the context of the conversation. That she took it personally is something that she has to address within herself. Another reason you are not the idiot is she never brought it up with you and instead you had to hear about her problems with you through your friends. So, in addition to taking her own insecurities out on you, she is also doing so in a passive aggressive manner. I really hope, for the sake of your friendship, that this middle school mentality is worn off from her and that she is not normally this emotionally immature.